So in this video, I'm going to explain to you, at least in my opinion, 5 reasons why an adult or yourself should pick the XL size Goodnites over a Depend product. Now the first reason is they feature dual leg gathers. So let's take a look at that right now, fresh out of the box. You can see that the Goodnites has dual leg gathers, and we'll get into why that is a good thing later. And if you take a look at the Depend product, you can see that it only has a single leg gather. Now, before we go to our other 4 reasons why the Goodnites should be used or could be used over the Depend, let's take a look at what they look like on under these shorts. So you can see how discreet the Goodnites are. And then also, let's see what they look like if the shorts were pulled down a bit and the Goodnites were pulled up. So as you can see, it's not gonna 100% be looking like underwear. Now this might be the one and only advantage to the Depend product, is that they just look more plain all around. So they may, or they probably will, almost pass as an underwear, where you can see here, it clearly looks more like a pull-up. And let's just see what they look like with the shorts down. Do another spin for you. And I don't have any issue with the way they look. They fit very comfortable. And anyways, let's get on to the second reason. So kind of what we're just talking about, not a boring design. You can see the Depend, whether it's men's or women's, kind of does have a boring, like something your great grandma might have to wear. Whereas, and you've seen the ones that I was wearing, you can see this design is not boring at all. It almost mimics more of a panties like look. And you can see I was wearing the boys version, and these have a more boys underwear type look. It does mimic that very well. And you can see, I'm not a huge fan of this flower design, but you can see the other version, the girls' design. And I think the guys' second version is like a camo print of sorts. So let's go on to the third reason to wear Goodnites, or benefits that the Goodnites have over the Depend. That's a mouthful. So the third one is that they can handle more pee, especially overnight. And the reason for that is, you can see the Depend here. See how far down that pad is? Let's just flip it inside out to see it better. So this is the back of the Depend. Look at how much like just cloth and no pad that there is. And it's pretty similar on the front. Now let's take a look at the Goodnites. And here is the back of the Goodnites. There's still a little bit of a gap, but not nearly as bad as the Depend. So this will actually carry your bum, or cover your bum area. And the boys and the girls version goes higher up in the front than both the men's and the women's of the Depend. So the fourth reason is that the Goodnites has a better odor control. It almost like has a minty kind of a smell, especially when you wet them. You're gonna notice that a lot more. Whereas the Depend, I think they must have some kind of a built-in odor control, but it does smell a lot more like urine in the Depend. So it's gonna be more discreet odor-wise. And the fifth reason to wear the Goodnites over the Depend product is that you can poop in them. So if you are bowel incontinent, or for whatever reason you just can't hold it, if you have belly issues, the Goodnites can handle poop because 2 reasons, or 3. Number 1, the padding does go up the rear end. If I were to put these Depend on right now, men's or women's, they're both the same. The padding would actually kind of like end right below your bum area, whereas the Goodnites, you can see that it does provide coverage well above the butt crack area. And the second reason the Goodnites will handle bowel movements really good, because they're built just like a baby diaper or an adult diaper with dual leg gathers. So that dual leg gather right there is going to help hold in the poop. Whereas you see how kind of thin this is? Well, there's only one leg gather, so you're going to, not only is it going to go all over up the back, but it's going to go out the side. So if you or your loved one suffers from bowel incontinence, Depends will not work, but the Goodnites will work. So, or they should work, depending on how big the bowel movement is. And the third thing with the bowel movement, because they got a better built-in odor control, they're gonna help hide that nasty odor for longer until you can change. And yeah, that's the 5 reasons why I suggest that an adult wear Goodnight over Depend. Now you're probably thinking, but you know, these are for kids and they're not gonna fit adults, right? Or for, you know, smaller teens and that. Well, that's true to some extent, but these are actually meant for, you know, older teenagers, this particular size, to young adults, or even smaller frame adults. But if you take a look at the size comparison of the size small Depend, so this is size small, and these Goodnites are XL, you can see that really, realistically, the Goodnites are a little bit bigger, maybe even in height, but definitely width of the side straps. They are a little bit bigger than the size small Depend. So these XL Goodnites are going to be somewhere fitting in sizes somewhere between the small Depend and medium Depend. So if you are larger than medium, you may have an issue fitting into these, but you can see on me, this is the boys version, of course, but is the same size and build as the girls. And I'm actually, for reference, 187 pounds. And you can see that, and I'm 6 feet tall, that there is, you know, it's pretty good reference there. Quite a bit of space to go. So even a person of, depending on your build, they may even fit a 200-pounder person. And I'm 6 feet tall again. And you heard me say that, but you can see the rise is pretty good. Can't see any butt crack there. So you have really good coverage all around. So these can, you know, fit most adults. And so that is the, you know, 5 reasons why you should try wearing the Goodnites over the Depend. And we'll stop the video there. We'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.